Today, we're talking about bathroom updates for your short-term rental, but our advice might not be what you'd expect.
Because in most situations, you don't need to gut the whole bathroom to make it great. And unless your STR bathroom is in need of serious repairs or a major cosmetic overhaul, you aren't gonna see that big of an ROI on a complete bathroom renovation.
Now that you mention it, the bathroom upstairs has been completely remodeled.
The good news is that even the simplest fixes, things like swapping out cabinet poles or new light fixtures, can really transform your space without blowing your budget or taking your rental offline for multiple weeks.
So whether you have $75 or $500 to spend, we have some simple but impactful upgrades that are gonna give you the most bang for your buck.
We'll be breaking down each category by price, from some budget options to more splurge options, but be sure to stick through to the end where we'll be discussing some of our biggest hits and misses from full bathroom renovations that we've done on projects in the past.
And as always, we're gonna link everything we're talking about in the description box below, or you can go to arrivals.com/bathroomreno to see everything we're talking about.
Let's start with the small stuff, because sometimes it's these small changes that have the biggest impact.
First up, we've got some upgrades that you can tackle that are less than $75. These are quick wins, things that you can get done in an afternoon.
First on our list are new cabinet knobs and drawer pulls. This quick hardware change can have a huge impact on older cabinets. A quick hardware swap like this can give dated cabinets an immediate upgrade.
Just make sure that you double check the sizing and width. If you got drawer pulls, trust us, we've messed that up before, just by 1/4 of an inch, but that doesn't work. So double check your measurements, then order some new ones. We've linked some of our favorites that we've used previously in that bathroom reno post we mentioned.
We're also big fans of adding makeup towels to bathrooms. For less than $20, you can get a 6-pack of these soft black makeup towels, which will help extend the life of your existing bath towels and washcloths. And it's also just a nice touch that guests will appreciate.
And don't forget, maybe a new shower head. This is an easy way to improve the look of your shower if you've got an old dingy one, and the water flow can be improved as well.
You can definitely spend more than $75 on a new shower head, especially if you're not replacing just the head but the entire shower kit. But if you want to keep things budget friendly, simply swapping out the shower head is going to make a difference in most cases.
And one little trick, if you're in California, they come with these water restrictors inside.
You didn't hear this from us.
Well, maybe it's not legal, I don't know. But if you put a drywall screw down through that restrictor and then pull it out with the pliers, it gets some better water flow.
Yes, water friction.
Lastly, in this budget category, let's talk about refillable shampoo and soap bottles. If you have the disposable, branded, store-bought bottles in your bathroom, it can make someone feel like they're staying in your house versus a curated STR.
Our favorite soap dispenser is from IKEA. It's less than $10, and what we really like about it is it has a wide mouth, so it makes refilling very simple.
Using refillable shampoo, conditioner, and body wash bottles allows us to buy those materials in bulk, and it also cuts down on single-use plastics.
We'll link the brands that we like and use the most in the description box, or you can view our full supply list by going to arrivals.com/supplies.
And let's not forget about hooks. We're almost always taking down traditional-looking towel bars and replacing them with multiple hooks.
There are likely going to be a lot of guests using the same bathroom while staying at your house. Everyone needs a place to hang their towel, so put lots of hooks in.
So now, if you've got a little bit more room in your budget, let's talk about things that you can do for less than $150.
These are the types of changes that really elevate the look and feel of your STR bathroom without the need of bringing in a contractor.
First up is new towels. It might seem simple, but if you've got worn or frayed or mismatched or scratchy towels, upgrading these can make a big impact with guest experience.
Another quick update is wall decor. We don't like to put a ton of decor, definitely not decorative items in a bathroom, but a few well-placed pieces of wall decor can add personality to your space.
Frame prints are an easy choice, but this is also an opportunity where you can lean into trends and find something really unique. Because unlike permanent changes like tile or flooring, you can easily swap this out in the future if it starts to feel behind the times.
And don't forget about lighting. Outdated lighting can make even a very nice bathroom feel old. We always say that paint and lighting are two of the most impactful changes that you can make to a room, and the bathroom is no different.
If you're handy, changing out a light fixture can be a quick DIY. If you're not handy, but I think you could do it, you might want to budget for a handyman.
Enough, Peter. I'm calling a handyman.
Another important thing to keep in mind is that you may need to paint the wall behind where the old fixture was. So if you aren't open to repainting the entire wall and you don't have access to the original paint color, then this could be an issue, as the base of your old light is likely not exactly the same as the base of your new light, and people love when they renovate bathrooms to just paint around the light fixtures.
We've learned that lesson the hard way a few times and forced to paint and find paint and match paint. But speaking of paint, this is one of the biggest changes that you can make to change the feel of the room.
Whether you're sticking with a clean white paint or you want to color drench the whole space, changing the paint in any sort of room can really transform it.
Another great investment for less than $150 is a new sink faucet. Something more modern can dramatically change the look and feel of your vanity. And faucets can kind of seem intimidating, but really they aren't technically difficult. The biggest problem usually is just kind of working in confined spaces under the sink, and you might need an extra set of hands to line up the new faucet from the top side while someone tightens from the bottom side. But really it's a pretty basic swap over and easy if you've got basic skills to turn a wrench.
If you are up for a DIY sink faucet install, we'll link a couple videos below from other creators that might help you through the process.
Now, if you're ready to invest a little bit more, let's talk about upgrades you can do for less than $500.
First on the list is a new vanity mirror. Swapping out that old frameless mirror for something a little more custom looking can really elevate your bathroom.
If your bathroom is on the smaller side with a single sink vanity, you're gonna fall well under that $500 mark, but we've even bought some larger framed mirrors for around $200. Next, if your toilet is outdated or damaged in any way or just looking old, a new one can be a nice upgrade. New toilets are efficient, they're reliable, they don't leak, and they can save you up to 20% on water consumption that you might make up for that little restrictor you removed from your shower head.
But our water bill is going through the roof.
Our go-to toilet for STRs is actually around that $100 mark, unless you need to also hire a handyman to install it for you.
Toilets are another item that people get intimidated by and think they need to hire someone, but they're really a pretty easy thing to change. It's a bit of a dirty job, but at the end of the day, there's only 2 bolts and a water hose connection that are holding the toilet in that place. You undo those, pull out the old one, clean up a little mess, new one goes down, 2 bolts, you're done.
Are they heavy?
They are heavy. They're a little bit awkward to handle, but it's a doable job.
The installation of a toilet's a very delicate procedure.
The main thing you have to get right here is setting the toilet on the toilet flange so no fumes or water leaks out. We'll link an easy to use, no mess toilet flange gasket that we use all the time. Cheap and easy. We'll put that in the description box below.
One other perk for switching out your older toilet for one of these new dual flush models is that your water company may actually give you a rebate for these more efficient models.
Final upgrade we're going to recommend here under $500 is a new shower trim kit.
Like we mentioned before, just changing out the shower head is a great budget-friendly option, but if you're looking to completely change the look of the shower, you're going to have to go for the full shower kit.
This process can be a little bit involved, sometimes not my favorite job. The first thing to confirm before you tear everything apart is that you can get replacement parts for your given shower rough-in. That's the plumbing parts that are behind your wall in the shower. Sometimes you can't get newer, more modern looking replacements. You'll just get the simple, I don't know, chrome handle that you have. Check first that you can actually get the replacements before you dig into this job. But then once you do have the replacement parts, it is a fairly straightforward changeover.
And is it correct that you often have to pull the old one out before you can really tell what you can replace it with?
Unless you've like seen it before and like know the brand or it's written with the brand, sometimes you do have to pull them out to verify that there is, you know, the size and shape of the replacement is the same. That's why it's not my favorite, because sometimes taking it apart just to put it back together to realize that you can't get a replacement for it.
This is a ridiculous waste of my time.
So all of these upgrades can make a noticeable difference in the look and functionality of your space, but without doing a full gut job renovation.
Now that we've covered some upgrade suggestions for these different price points, we're going to talk about some of the experiences we've had in our bathroom renovations, both the hits and the misses.
Starting with the hits. So we've done a couple of full bathroom renovations, start from scratch scratch renovations. And one of the best things that we did was finding a direct-to-consumer supplier for both cabinets and countertops. These companies completely cut out the middleman, and there's also not long lead times, so you're getting quality product at affordable prices and fast.
We found a company in San Diego through a recommendation from a friend. We're not affiliated with them in any way, but we've used them for several kitchens, bathrooms, and various projects. They've been great.
The savings that we can get from using a company like this, coupled with the quick turnaround time, has led us to make 2.5-hour each way drives to pick up all the materials and drive them back to the job site.
Many times I've assembled and installed these cabinets myself. Other times, to speed up the process, we've hired a handyman to do it. And then if you're local to one of these direct-to-consumer type places, sometimes they have their own installers that will knock out the job, usually in a day.
Another win in our bathroom renovations was buying open box sink faucets on Amazon. We've been able to get brand new high quality fixtures for a fraction of the price just because the box has been opened and the product was returned.
We've also had a lot of success doing projects ourselves or learning to do projects ourselves. Tackling simple jobs like the cabinet poles or faucets or a toilet are something we've, saved on labor by doing, but DIY isn't something for everyone sometimes.
Yes, and here is the cautionary part, because we do have several clients who have attempted to do small and large renovation projects by themselves and either gave up halfway because it was a lot more difficult than they thought, or most of the time they just realized they didn't have the time to commit to doing it in a timeline that made sense, taking their property off the market.
Know your limits before you get into a job like that, because lost revenue or time off the market can rack up costs that add to your overall project, and might be better to just hire a pro from the start who can knock it out quickly.
But if you do want to DIY, YouTube is a great place to learn how to do
pretty much everything.
If I want to learn, I'll go to YouTube.
Now let's get into some of the misses. These are things that we tried in our renovation projects that didn't really work out as well as we'd hoped.
The first one is going too cheap on faucets and fixtures. We thought that we could save a little bit of money by going for some budget options on Amazon. They look really nice, the reviews are good, but we ended up having issues with cartridges and not being able to get replacements very quickly.
It seemed like a good deal at the time, and they looked cool, but in a high traffic vacation rental, the wear and tear caught up fast, and we quickly realized that spending a little bit more on a name brand, well-known and replacement part available company is the way to go.
Another lesson that we learned the hard way was installing black tile in a bathroom, which looks really nice, but is very unforgiving. It shows every single speck of dust, little lint, hair, like everything.
And this isn't to say that our cleaners don't do a good and thorough job, it's just that black tile has zero forgiveness.
Oftentimes what we'd notice is even if we went in and cleaned the floor, then we'd come back later and like all the kind of dust that went in the air from cleaning had settled back down onto the tile, and it just looked like no one had cleaned it. And speaking of dark colors, black grout was another one of our mistakes.
It has a nice contrasting look. We installed this in a shower, and over time, mineral deposits started to show up on the black grout lines, and it just looked dingy.
The problem was these mineral spots were nearly impossible to just scrub out. We were just left with unclean looking grout no matter how clean it actually was. We tried one of those grout paint pens, which worked okay, but eventually we just ended up regrouting the whole thing.
Those are some of our hits and misses. Hopefully it gives you some ideas to save some money and helps you avoid things that might cost you time or more money going down the wrong path. Yeah.
Noticed you needed grout cleaner, so I brought that too.
The key takeaway here is to make smart and practical decisions that balance style and durability.
And remember, a brand new start from scratch bathroom doesn't always equate to higher income. You can make small changes to your existing space that are going to have a big impact on guest experience and the overall look and feel of your place.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to share any experience with your own bathroom renovations at SDR or your own house, feel free to drop them in the comments below. We love hearing your stories.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.